How's it going, everyone? It's Lumity here, and today we're going to be talking about a PlayStation 1 video game, one that I have actually quite a bit of nostalgia for. I played a lot as a kid, and I'm happy to say that it actually has aged pretty well. Today we're going to be talking about Monsters, Inc. Scream Team on the PlayStation 1. This is a 3D platformer. There's a lot of them on the PlayStation 1, and like I said, it's actually aged pretty well, and it's kind of interesting because this Monsters, Inc. game doesn't really follow the movie. Now, you can unlock movie clips just like how you can in a lot of other Disney games on the PS1, but the movie clips don't actually fit into this game very well, just because this game doesn't follow the movie. This game does its own thing. It has its own story going on. The whole point of this game is that it's Mike and Sully's training to become employees for Monsters, Inc. That's the whole point of this game, is they're training to be good scares, and I actually think that's kind of a cool idea. It's basically like a prequel to the movie. It's kind of like a movie that's in between the Monsters, Inc. college movie. I don't remember what it's called. Monsters University, I think is what it was called. It's basically in between Monsters University and Monsters, Inc. So it's kind of cool. It's like a little, it's kind of filling in the blanks there. And overall, the gameplay is really good. It's very smooth. All the controls are very responsive, and there's no slippery movement at all. Like, everything feels pretty darn good in this game, and I'm pretty happy with the way that it's aged, actually. Graphically, it's not the best looking retro Disney game that I've played, but it still doesn't look terrible. The colors are still pretty good. Things just don't look as clear as some of the other games I've played, like A Bug's Life, but it still doesn't look too bad for what it is. The actual gameplay itself does involve, of course, a lot of 3D platforming, but it does try to throw a twist in it. Other than just your regular collectathon stuff that's going on, there are these little training robots called nerves that you have to find in the level, and these nerves are basically what is training Mike and Sully to become good scares. These nerves are basically just robot kids, and Mike and Sully have to scare 5 of them in each level to be able to go to the next level. And basically, if you do that in all the levels in the game, which there's only 12 levels in the game, so there's not a whole lot of levels, but if you do that in every level in the game, then you get awarded at the very end of the game with a bronze medal. And then, if you want the extra stuff, if you want the other medals, like the silver medals, and you want the actual, like, golden medal, well, to get the silver medal, you have to collect all of these Monster, Inc. coins that are hidden around on each level, and there's usually about 10 of them. I think there's actually always 10 of them in every single level. And then, once you do that, it will pop up one extra nerve for you to go find in the level, and you have to go find that one and the rest of the nerves that are in the level. So you get, if you destroy 5 nerves, then you get bronze. If you destroy 5 nerves and you get all 10 coins, you get silver. And to get the gold medal, you have to destroy the rest of the nerves that are in the level after you get all the coins. So there you go. That's how you get all the gold medals and everything. But you cannot get all 3 types of medals in one go. You do have to replay some of the levels to be able to get the higher tier medals. You can't get silver and gold in the first play of it. And, you know, at least it gives some more replay value. It doesn't add a whole lot more replay value, but it does give a little bit more. Basically, the reason why you can't get all of them in one go is because you do have to unlock more abilities as you go on, and for each one of these training courses that you finish, there's 4 levels in each training course, and there's 3 training courses in total. For each one that you finish, you unlock a new ability for your characters. So it adds, like, trampolines on the map for when you beat the first, the first area. When you beat the next training area, it gives you, like, these little speed boost strips that you can run on. And when you beat the last area, it gives you these, like, little orbs that you can jump on, and it will just, like, catapult your character. And you have to have those to be able to go and get the other medals in the other levels. So once you complete all the levels, you get bronze in every level, then you can go back and replay the other ones to go get the silver and gold medal. And I actually did go back and get all of the medals and 100% this game because it wasn't very difficult to do. This game isn't very long. It takes about 3.5 hours to 4 hours to beat without doing any of the extra stuff, without 100%ing the game. If you 100% the game and you go ahead and get the silver and gold medals, then you're looking about 5 hours total. So it only adds about, like, an extra hour to go back through all the levels, because you don't have to, like, worry about recollecting anything or anything like that. It's just going and basically picking up the stuff that was left over. And It is kind of nice too, because to be able to scare the nerves, you have to collect these little screen canisters, these little like these ooze looking things, and if you pick up enough of them, you will be able to fill this bar, and each time the bar fills up a section of it, it will turn a different color, and once it's that color, you can scare those types of nerves basically. And as you go along, you know, you'll start off with blue, you'll fill it all the way up, and then you can scare blue nerves. You get green, then you can scare all the green nerves. Yellow, you can scare all the yellow nerves. And then once you get to the top, which is the red nerves, you can scare, obviously, the hardest ones, which are them. And you can also scare all of the other ones at that point, too. You can scare anything below whatever color you're currently at. And the way that you scare these nerves is actually pretty easy. You just go up to them and you press the button to scare them, and then it will give you like this prompt to start button mashing certain buttons, and then you'll just do that until the nerve eventually pops, and that's all you do. So that's how that works. Overall, though, I do really enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun still. I think it aged pretty well. The level design's really good. I like the different areas that they give you. They give you a city area for one of like training areas. The next area is like this Egyptian area, which is pretty cool. And then the last area is a snow training area, which is pretty cool. And I like all the different areas of it. And at the end of each training area, too, you do get to race Randall. And that's kind of like how you complete the final levels of each one you go to. You basically have to defeat Randall in a race, and you have to pick up a certain amount of tokens and beat Randall at the same time. And they're all pretty easy. I think I did every single one of them the first try. They're not hard at all, but it is nice to throw in just some variety in there for the gameplay, just to make it feel like there's a little bit more content there. And like I said, I do enjoy it. One thing I actually kind of enjoy about doing the Monsters Inc. races in this is that it kind of feels like an old racing game I used to play called Scorcher, especially when you play as Mike Wazowski, because you're going down these like pipes, and you're like, you know, Mike Wazowski just rolls into a ball, and he's basically just rolling down this entire big like half pipe or whatever. And it reminds me of Scorcher a lot, which was an old Sega Saturn game. But it's kind of like, it's kind of cool to me because it kind of reminds me of that. But overall, yeah, I still like this game quite a bit, and I think that you can still get it pretty cheap. I think I picked this game up for around $8 back in the day. It's not very expensive, and if you can find it for that price, you're doing pretty good. I think it still aged pretty well, and if you're a Disney fan, you should definitely have this in your PlayStation 1 collection. If you like Monsters Inc., you should definitely have this in your collection, or if you just like 3D platformers, you should definitely have this. This game actually has quite a few puzzles in it too, and none of the puzzles are really difficult, but they all are pretty fun, I will say. A lot of it is just like matching stuff and, you know, things like that, but there are some that are a little bit different, where it's like you have to go find a specific block and then carry the block all the way to a different area and put it on this pressure plate to be able to go into the next area and stuff like that. And I think it's kind of interesting that they mixed in stuff like that. There's some enemies on each level as well. There's nothing super difficult about them, but you do have to take these enemies out in different ways. Like there's a UFO that follows you around, and you have to find like this switch that disables it, and then you can jump on top of it and break it. And there's also like a scorpion that will like smack its hammer tail at you, and it can do it twice, and then it will accidentally flip itself over on its back, and then you can jump on its belly and break it. So there's some different enemy designs there as well, and I guess it just adds a little bit more variety to the game. You do have lives that you can pick up in this game. However, I think I only ever lost one life throughout my entire playthrough of this game, and it was because I fell off a cliff like too many times or something like that. So you're probably not going to lose too many lives in this game. It's pretty easy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a pretty relaxing, enjoyable game. So definitely go try out Monsters Inc. if you are looking for a new 3D platformer for the PlayStation 1. I can definitely recommend this game, especially if you're able to find it cheap. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.